Good evening. Thank you for coming on such a beautiful stormy night for the Neabsco Mills Road project. I don't want to go into a lot of the details because we have a PowerPoint presentation that will be given by our project manager and the staff. I just want to say that, as Supervisor Principi mentioned, this is a $35 million project funded through many sources of funding, including federal, state, regional, and local government. The project is managed by Prince William County, us, you can call me, and coordination, of course, with our partners at Virginia Department of Transportation. Now, with that, I don't want to take the thunder from our project manager, Gladys Arboleda, who's going to go through the PowerPoint presentation. Let's go through the presentation, and if you have any questions at the end, we'll be more than happy to answer them. We got plenty of staff on hand to answer any question you may have. Thank you again for coming, and we will look forward for your comments because it really, really, truly helps us in finalizing the plans. Thank you. Gladys.
Good evening. My name is Gladys Arboleda, and I am the project manager for the Neabsco Mills Road. First of all, housekeeping. The restrooms are over there. You just go to the door, to those doors, and then will be plenty of signs in case that you get lost, because over here you can get lost very easy. So our limits, so this is the widening of the Neabsco Mills Road, and we are going from Jefferson Davis Highway all the way to a smoke court. Like a lot of our staff said, that this project is funded with federal, state, regional, and local funds, and the project cost is an estimated cost of $35 million. And we are widening now. Neabsco is 2 lanes, so we are doing a 4-lane roadway divided. And project is about 0.8 miles, and we will have some relocations involved with the project. And now I'm going to pass this to the designer, consultant, Rinker, Mr. Mark Gunn.
Thank you, Gladys. My name is Mark Gunn. I'm the Director of Engineering with Rinker Design, the county's engineer for the project. So wanted to just go through the details and make sure that everyone really understands the project as currently proposed. And as others have mentioned, the whole purpose that we're here really is to get feedback from the community, residents, business owners, so that we can then consider those and update the design as necessary to mitigate whatever concerns that you all have to the extent possible. As we mentioned, it will be, Neabsco will be widened to a 4-lane divided facility with a raised median, curb and gutter on the outside, sidewalk on the west, and a trail on the right side. The raised median does affect access to the properties. I've had some good discussions, and we've been hearing from the community already. But the raised median does restrict left turns in and out of the properties along the corridor. The design speed for the project is 35 miles per hour. We anticipate that the project will be posted at 35 mile per hour speed limit as well once construction is complete. We do have 2 traffic signal modifications, one right out here at the school entrance and the northern entrance to the college, the second being down at Route 1. We did perform an analysis on the southern entrance to the college, and that did not meet the criteria to warrant a new signal, so that will remain as an unsignalized intersection. We also did go through an analysis to determine if roundabouts might be appropriate at the intersections, and those were dismissed after we made those studies. There are utility relocations, as with most road projects. We have overhead electric and also communications, telephone, cable, the standard utilities that we deal with on roadway widening projects. I do also want to mention just some other key features of the project. We will be making improvements down at the Route 1 intersection, including dual right turn lanes onto Route 1 that will provide a significant operational improvement at the intersection. There's also one stormwater management pond proposed just at the southern entrance to the college. And we've got these boards available to walk through any of the details on the project. The only difference between the left side and the right side of the room is the ones on the right side here have an aerial photo background, where the ones on the left are more engineering style drawings without the photo behind them. Because we do have federal funds on the project, we went through the NEPA process. We have 3E Consulting here. They prepared all the environmental documentation. It was a categorical exclusion, and that document has been reviewed and approved by FHWA and VDOT for public availability tonight. We do have the document here, and Susan is available to answer any environmental related questions that anyone might have. Basically the findings of that document were that we do not anticipate any significant environmental impacts. No wetlands or streams impacted, cultural resources. We will be doing some additional hazardous materials due diligence, but we haven't seen anything that raised a tremendous amount of concern on the environmental side. Right-of-way acquisition is part of every project. And we will be following the federal and state guidelines for right-of-way acquisition. We do anticipate impacting approximately 14 parcels. And this is a good time to mention, the plans that we have today are about 50% complete when we look at it from an engineering perspective. We developed these plans to a point that we're able to really communicate the impacts and the features of the project to the community. So these plans are not final by any means. They're at about 50% complete. We'll evaluate comments, make whatever adjustments we can to accommodate comments that come in, and then we'll advance them to a point where we're ready to actually go out, do appraisals, and negotiate with property owners to acquire the necessary right-of-way and easements. Right now, the schedule is to begin right-of-way acquisition in the fall of 2019. However, we are looking good schedule-wise, and we're hoping to pull that date back into summer of next year rather than fall. We do have a member of our staff on the right-of-way side. Tom Blazer can answer any right-of-way questions, and we also have the contact information for Scott Hatton and Tim Witter of the county's right-of-way group. Those are the folks who will really be leading those efforts. Again, it'll be next summer or so when you start getting formal contacts from the project regarding right-of-way, but there is a formal process that we follow. And we do also have brochures here tonight that explain the right-of-way process and how that will unfold when we reach that point of the project. Project schedule, as we mentioned, right now the schedule says fall of 2019. We're hoping to advance that up into summer. After right-of-way is acquired, we go and relocate the utilities to clear the area for construction. We anticipate advertising and beginning construction in spring of 2020 with a final completion of 2022. And as we mentioned, the total project estimate is $35 million, using a combination of funding, federal, state, regional, and local funds. And I apologize, I skipped one thing as we were talking about the project. One of the things that we do as part of the design is develop a sequence of construction and traffic management plan. So the project will be phased in a manner that access, two continuous lanes remain during each phase of construction. We don't anticipate right now any detours, and we'll be looking to make sure that we maintain access to all the properties and essentially the equivalent lane widths and number of lanes that you've got out there today, so that we're not inconveniencing or impacting folks too much during the construction phase. And again, strongly encourage everyone to leave us comments. Written comments tonight can be dropped in the box. Gladys's email is in the handout and in the presentation here. We also have the court reporter, but it's extremely important that we get your comments. Again, it's the reason we're here. We do take every comment very seriously, and we'll be working with county and VDOT staff to really analyze those comments and see what adjustments to the design we can make within standards and requirements to mitigate any impacts that the project would cause. And with that, did you want to open it to questions?
Yes, sure. Again, we have a lot of staff on hand. You know, we will take a few questions, but then we will group in a smaller groups, use all the resources that we have. Yeah. Sir?
Can you guys tell us how many cars go down Neabsco from the top to the bottom towards Route 1 a day right now?
Current and design.
Currently, we have 12,000 annual, the ADT, and then
Average
20
daily.
Yeah, average daily traffic. And then your 2042, which is our design year, is over 20,000.
What about going up the hill? It goes up the hill?
That would be
Both ways.
Oh, that's both ways. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Down near where you turn into Hanco Court, will there be some sort of markings on the pavement? People are courteous now and will stop and leave a gap for people to turn into the Hanco business park there. Will there be like a white line that keeps people away from the intersection so that people
Stop
will be...
lighting.
And
Usually at the side street, there definitely will be an indication with a stop sign saying you cannot enter the roadway. If that is the question.
Yeah.
I'm following.
And I think I understand, ma'am. The design as
There's a
proposed
median,
does include a median.
Yeah, there's a median, so you cannot make a left in, actually.
Here,
Yeah,
this purple is a median?
this is a
Yes.
raised median, yes. That's why I wasn't.
Concrete median, and then it turns to
I
where
thought
green
only
is
the
grass.
green
Yeah,
was a median.
so that entrance road now, the Hanco, would be restricted to right in, right out.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I had another dumb question for you. Can you just, I know that the project's going on, I understand it, but with this being a main cut through, because the people don't want to go to Route 1, when, like he said, when they come off of 95 and they come to Neabsco Mills, that's their little cut through, which is now affecting us. When you give us 2 lanes now to go down to the bottom of the hill, the same plugs at the bottom of the hill, even with 2 lanes, what is going to be, what's going to happen when twice as many people come down because they don't see the brake lights at the school and swing the U, and they're all jammed up down there at the bottom, and now you got 2 times the people down? I'm just asking a dumb question. If you could explain it to me since you got all the experts here.
Well, I mean, you know, like Tony said, the project currently shows 12,000 vehicles per day.
Right.
But it's really designed for 42,000 vehicles per day. So even with the added volume that you may see over the years, that is designed for that. Now, like any other projects in Prince William County, we widen the roadway when the need desire. But right now, as the numbers and what we have, that's the best section for that kind of numbers that we have right now in hand.
And also with the design, we'll be meeting standards as far as the grade coming down that hill from the college entrance, so there will be improved visibility all along the corridor.
I think the point is, right now you have 1 lane stopped from top to bottom. When you get done building the road, you've got 2 lanes stopped top to bottom.
And we have
What
no
did
way
you
to
fix?
go left.
What did you fix?
We have no way to come out of our driveway to go left. We service Prince William County along with other people in this room for accidents that you're waiting for other poorly engineered stuff on the highway that's been out there at Occoquan, Fairfax County, that bottlenecks everything up. And now they're gonna be waiting on a wrecker to come out for another poorly engineered site that's gonna have to come out here and sit in all these people's traffic to go down to try to figure out how to swing an illegal U-turn with all these people that are out there, while all the rest of you are on 95 trying to get home to your kids and everything else to get the wreck cleaned up. And as of right now, it can be fixed. You can give us access to get out instead of saying, we can't do that. Or make some type of concession to let all of us out at a red light. Or at the bottom of Hanco here, let us all come down and get rid of this one piece right here to where we can swing a U and make it, or something. You have to do something. Because what you're doing here is gonna affect the long term. And we have property in Arlington, we have property in Prince William, we have property in Fairfax. And every board we goes to, the towing industry and the commercial industry will move it to Arlington. Well, Arlington's saying, move it to Falls Church. Falls Church saying, move it to Loudon. pretty soon to go change your oil, you're gonna be down in Front Royal. And what I'm trying to tell you is, it's not too late now to figure it out and fix it to where some of these vehicles can go out and make a left. And what you have is a major problem, and it ought to be looked at more than just leave a comment, and hopefully you guys understand it, because you all are also gonna be the ones out there sitting on the road cussing and waiting on the tow truck to get out there and get the wreck out of the way so that you can get home. And the big portion of your towers for this whole county are coming out of this hole that you're blocking up.
Yeah, all of them.
And I'm gonna tell you, this is great, I mean, it's a great comment, and that's the opportunity in this meeting, is to write that comment to us, and we'll take a look at it. We've been taking a look at it, we've done actually a study at that location, and just where it's at from Route 1, it's just too close for what we call a crossover, which is a medium break at that location. You know, that operation of that medium break will impact the entire roadway. But leave us a comment and we will definitely take a look at it. And like we said, we take comments seriously when we present it with them. So it's important, yes.
And Mark, following up on the concern, can you talk a little bit about the operationalization of the road after construction? You've got 2 right turn lanes headed
Yes.
southbound. You got synchronization of the lights. We've talked about a U-turn in front of the school. So talk to
Yeah.
us about how we're going to improve the operation of the roadway once it's built.
Yeah, so I touched very briefly, but at the intersection of Route 1 for southbound Neabsco Mill Road, the lane configuration, when you get down to Route 1, there'll be a dedicated left turn lane to head north on Route 1. The center lane will be shared through to head across Route 1, along with a right to go south on Route 1, and there'll also be an exclusive right turn lane onto Route 1.
Continuous right turn.
It is
On
not
the route line.
it is not a free flow.
It's not free flow.
But it's an exclusive. So during that signal phase, we will have 2 lanes making that right onto Route 1, which is going to really improve the operations. And as part of any project, we optimize the signal, coordinate it with the adjacent intersections, and we really are seeing through the modeling a significant benefit in the operation. So we won't see that. I know one of the comments was that it's backed up end to end with 1 lane and it'll become 2. With the operational improvements we're making there at Route 1, that won't be the case.
And the U-turn
Yeah.
Mark,
capacity?
another one is right at this intersection, usually on a regular design, you would see a little bit of a flare, a little bit of a larger opening here for people to make a U-turn, for cars to make a U-turn. But because we anticipate trucks making that U-turn, that got bumped out pretty significantly there to allow for that movement around that median when you make that U-turn. So that gives you a much more room to make, even with a semi, to be able to make that turn and come back in. Yes.
Does that intersection have a traffic light or not?
Yeah. Oh,
Is that the one without the traffic light?
Yes.
That
No signal on
that
that.
does not have a
Does
signal
not.
as currently
And does
planned.
not having a traffic light at that area for the U-turn improve the flow of traffic or not?
Well, for us to provide the traffic light has to meet what VDOT calls warrant analysis.
Right.
Well, not VDOT, actually, it's the standards. So it has to meet the standard in order for a signal to be implemented. Otherwise, the signal is backfiring on the operation of the roadway. So in this case, when they looked at the design of that signal, they realized that the numbers are not there to justify the need for the signal. And that's why a signal was not added, but we did actually study that.
Yes.
But that doesn't take into account the businesses at all.
You're talking about this U-turn thing that you bumped out
Yeah,
to make it.
a much
there's no-
wide.
There's no way that if we're towing a tractor trailer, the combination length of the tractor trailer and our wrecker is close to 100 foot long. There's no way we're gonna make that U-turn.
Especially with no signal.
With no red light there, you're gonna have people
No,
killed because they're gonna be under the
not
truck.
only that, but if we were able to make that U-turn, when we come down to Hanco Center, we can't make, as it is right now, we cannot make a right on the Hanco Center coming down the hill because of the length of the towing truck and the tractor trailer. We have to come in from Route 1, and by you guys putting the median in, you're cutting off our access to bring a tractor trailer in, whether it's for a state call or a wreck or whatever it is. You're basically cutting off our access to get to our lot.
I mean, this is again, that's a comment, and we will definitely take a look at that and see what we can do there to improve the situation further from what we've done so far. But, you know, there are other roads that you can actually be able to maneuver to come in right in
How?
and right out.
How do you get on the Hanco Center other than from Neabsco?
Through hometown.
Not after this, because I'll have to put a gate up, because I can't have all those
You
trucks.
can't put a gate on the easement.
Not only
No, on
that,
my
but
property I could.
if
You
we
can't
were
put a gate on
allowed,
that easement.
if we
We're all
were
going
allowed to
that.
cut through Hometown Auto,
That I
you have to stake
believe.
your way in and out of all the warehouses in the back. You're not gonna do that with a 100-foot apparatus.
And the other thing that we can, it doesn't solve the left turn concern that you have, but as far as the right turns, we can certainly look at the design of each of those entrances into the properties and look at widening them or flaring the curb out as you approach, and we'll see what we can do as far as enabling those right turns in.
That's a
How you
portion.
gonna do it with the windows up there? No matter how wide you make that, it's not the width that you have to worry about, it's how long it is once you turn in.
And so from the VDOT perspective, I don't think VDOT will authorize a left turn into the group of businesses because it's so close to Route 1?
That is
How does
correct.
that work? How many feet and can we get a waiver?
What does it have to be from Route 1? Isn't it 730 some feet?
No, well, there's different criteria for different treatments. One, if it's a full open crossover with lefts in and lefts out, the separation goes down. If it's a left in only, but what we're facing at that location is that the location of Hanco is actually within the queuing area of the main intersection, so it's considered within the functional class, the functional area of the intersection, and within those areas, basically breaks in the median are not permitted.
Can you tell me what the lengths are? Because we're not at Hanco, we're 800 feet up the road. I think that the lengths are 720 or 730 feet.
Yeah, I can certainly look those lengths up, and I'm sure that's one of the things that we'll be studying after we get the comments in after the hearing, but we can provide those lengths to you as a follow-up to the meeting.
And the crossover is what he's calling the median break will differ, the distance from, if you are from a signalized intersection versus a regular intersection. In this case, you got a signal at Route 1, and that is what Mark is saying, the queuing on the signal is preventing that from happening. But we'll take a look at it. Just send me the email, send me the comment, we'll definitely take a look at it.
Have you guys looked into, you're talking about how widening the road is gonna help traffic flow on Neabsco. Everybody that comes down Neabsco from one of the businesses along that road that wants to go back up the hill, what's it gonna do for the U-turn at Route 1? Everybody's gonna wanna make a U-turn to go back up the hill. So I'm sure there's gonna be a line of cars sitting at the traffic light to make a U-turn to go back up the hill.
And they got to come across 2 lanes, maybe 3 lanes of traffic now out of Hanco to, and jack all that stuff up to get over to make the U-turn. They're certainly not going to go south. They have to come out of here, what he's saying. They got to come out of here across 3 lanes of traffic to make this U-turn to go back up the road. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Why can't you put a red light here and stop them here for 2 minutes? You all are going to signalize everything and make everything perfect. Make it signalized with this so that the people can go out with a triggered light and go up the road and at least give us this much road.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody in here that doesn't think that that makes common sense to take that much out of it is crazy. Crazy. I mean, I understand you guys laugh, you don't care because you don't own the businesses and you're not paying our taxes. But I can tell you, it's pretty ridiculous.
It's well taken, we will.
It's not well taken when you laugh.
We will, I'm taking this seriously, and I will respond to every comment that you're gonna put down in there. And I'll tell you exactly why we can or cannot do something.
Sir, as mentioned earlier at the very beginning, this is a project that's federally funded with other regional funds. We have to follow certain standards that are both federal and state standards. It's not just a local project, and it's a VDOT road that we have to do. What people do when they need to get up to Route 1 or Dale Boulevard is they come out here and they take this left here and go up Route 1 and take a left at the big intersection that was just created at Dale Boulevard, to take a left up to, if they're going up to 95.
So is that
would
a
be the
good,
solution.
is that a good engineering to come out of here and cross? Now that you're gonna double the traffic, you're gonna tell me it's a good idea to come across here, cut all these people off, stop all this stuff up here, to come up here to make your left? Is that a good,
That's
good
what, to get
program?
out, that's what we're gonna have to do. I mean, at that point, we can't make a left here.
No, because
it's-
you guys won't take this out.
Take what out? The median?
Yeah,
We can't
yeah,
take
yeah.
that median out. Standards would not let us take that median out. It's in, like Mark said, it's in the functional area of the plan. But we will take your comments into consideration about your property up there and see what we can do for you as we're going forward. For this, we have taken a look at this. We have sent VDOT many different ways to kind of try to remedy the situation. Some of the stuff that you said, we've actually proposed that it's not going. It doesn't meet any standard. It doesn't allow us to do it. So
Here, it
we-
will extremely be difficult. It's too close to the intersection.
it's a very hard intersection. It's
Somewhere
next
within
to
this
a
median,
major Route 1.
if there's a possibility for a crossover, so you don't have to make a U-turn on one, that's something we will look at.
But we'll definitely take a look at your business, take a look at your access, see what we can do for you. If we can't do something for you again, we will even talk further after that.
Yep.
Thank you for your comments.
I'm just curious, is it because it's widening to 4 lanes, why we can't take that median out?
Correct.
Is that the reason?
Correct.
4 lanes?
Well, it's widening and it's also the closeness of it to the.
To the intersection of
No,
Route 1.
it's not
The
there
the
now.
backup at the signal will close that entrance anyways. So even if you have it open, when that signal is red, you're pretty much gonna impact that. And there are standards, like Rick was saying, we have to follow, because ultimately this roadway will be accepted by the state for maintenance. And there are certain criteria, federal criteria and state criteria that we have to follow. And we will look at it, and if there's any possibility something can improve this, we will let you know. And if we can't, we're just gonna tell you exactly what the code says and why we cannot do it. Yeah.
I was just curious, and this is just the way my brain thinks, I'm probably not thinking of it properly. When you had said that it was 12,000 annually, is that per day? Or-
Correct.
Or
average daily
traffic.
And so, do we know how much of that is the employees and customers that are coming into those businesses, and not just people that are trying to get home? I'm just curious if that was looked at, or if that even matters.
Usually, we don't know, because the traffic counts would be whoever uses the road. We don't stop them to ask, really, are you going to the
Yeah.
business? But at intersections, if we think there's a signal, then we will analyze the numbers that are going into those intersections.
Go ahead.
I wanted to ask Dr. Jones, what the terrain is like. You see the settlement pond, and then go down the hill on your property. Is that hilly, kind of flat? What's it like there?
Lots of topography.
An interesting statement.
Yeah,
We currently occupy the
there is
flattest
stream also.
part of
Yeah,
our property.
There is a stream that goes from right to left, up a little bit there.
Right at the outflow.
Yeah, so the property does drop down to a stream that meanders down to the creek here, so the terrain does fall off as you get back away from the road, and it gets down into that valley.
Yes, sir.
So I agree that there needs to be some improvements on the road, especially sidewalks for the kids going up to the schools. But do you have to widen the road at all? The reason I'm saying is you're only talking about an hour and a half to 2 hours a day that there's actually any backup. The rest of the day, there's really not any backup, except for when the bus stops. The bus doesn't stop in the middle of the road. The road works okay. So I was wondering, do you have to widen the road?
Well, given the numbers and the average daily traffic and the growth that's happening on this roadway, the roadway needs widening. Can it wait a couple of years before you widen? That's something, you ask me and I will respond back to you. But in time, it definitely needs to be widened. Currently, it's funded, and it's the opportunity before all of that developed to build a roadway that will, at the end of the day, improve the situation up and down. And yes, it is definitely a busy roadway.
So this has been a county, a road in the county's comprehensive plan for many years. It's been a county priority. The board asked for it to be a priority back in 2014 as our secondary road program. We do the will of the board. We went and looked at how we can fund this project. It was obviously, we were able to get federal, state, and regional funds because those entities felt that it was necessary to widen this road at this time, especially as in almost quote what the gentleman says, it's an auxiliary facility for Route 1 and the 95 corridor. So there is importance to this road, and all those agencies saw it practical to widen at this time. Again, like Atab says, it's not even going to be done for another 4 years here, and you don't even know what's coming up in 4 years. As we grow as a county, since I've been here for 15 years, we've doubled in size from 200 and some to almost 500 now, 1,000 people. So as we're moving along, yes, the necessities there, is all over this county, and we'll be looking at widening other roads all around.
Full of questions.
Does VDOT maintain Neabsco Mills Road now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm a tow in the area too. I'm at the bottom of Neabsco Mills Road. There's been many a times you get past the Redmond's location, going up Neabsco, and it's horrible in the winter months. You're not getting up and down that hill, and we do tow cars 24 hours a day for the state and the county police. So I mean, somewhere between the bottom entrance, probably about midway, there needs to be some kind of grade turnaround, because I've got four-wheel drive records and I'm helping
That's definitely part of
VDOT getting up the hill. And I mean, coming down the hill with a tractor trailer that's been wrecked, or even my rollbacks coming down the hill, you know, that's just a unsafe situation all the way around. So I mean, coming up Neabsco Mills Road and trying to get into any three of them businesses or any business at all, and I mean, take a whole lot of money to take that grade from Smoke down past the college and to even get access any business up at the lower end of the college. That'd take a whole lot of money to take that grade out of
It's not
there.
just capacity, the improvement is also safety of the roadway.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Meeting.
saying. Yeah. Okay. Just a
Now, we
thought.
could break it into smaller group. We got plenty of staff instead of just me and Mark. And use as many of the folks that we have. Yes, Marshall.
I've got a really serious question. I'm Sam Hill, and I serve as the provost of the Woodbridge campus at Nova. And my serious question, this road divides Woodbridge district from the Neabsco district. Which one of you guys are giving up the most of your district for this road?
Giving up what?
The most of your district for this road?
Funding, you mean?
No.
Well, the road, the center line of the road is the
That's,
dividing
no, you
line.
don't need to.
So we're not, neither one of us.
Okay, so you're
Center
evenly
line.
dividing up your,
The center line is.
stays in the middle there.
Right.
Okay. This project, first of all, thanks for the sidewalks and the paths. And also, right now, because of the backup, we have people coming through campus. And we've got a four-way stop sign at the middle of our campus, and people don't respect it. We've had students almost hit. So hopefully this will take care of the problem, because then maybe people won't have to come to the campus. The couple of questions. Was our master plan taken into consideration? Because we're projected to double our enrollment. We're 11,000 students now by 2022, and we've got plans to add 3 more buildings that will more than likely put pressure on students coming out our south entrance. That's a secondary exit for our students now, but when we grow and add those buildings, we probably will have more students exiting out the south entrance. So I just want to know if you took a look at our master plan. Also in our master plan is a sport and rec complex that would really put pressure on that south entrance if it gets built. And that sport and rec complex, the vision for that is a joint project, a 3-way joint project between the county, the college, and a private investor. I also have some concerns about this U-turn. And as you said, you bumped it out for 18-wheelers to make a turn. We've got a lot of students coming up and using this entrance to come into campus, so they could be adding to the traffic problem waiting behind.
Problem's gonna be
large,
the tractor
large
trailer's gonna be all
vehicles
on the right,
making that
making the
U-turn.
U-turn.
And it also, and you know, I'm an engineer. I'm a, no, I'm not. But that U-turn at that intersection could also have a problem with students coming out. Right now, we have a backup, even though we widen the north entrance. At the change of class, we have traffic backed up in the campus with students trying to get out. They wised up and figured out they can get out quicker by coming the south entrance and then coming up Neabsco Mills Road. So those are, and I've also noticed there's a gentleman with drones doing, he's based on campus and he says he's doing traffic patterns studies. So I don't know if this is for that, but those are just some things I wanna mention that you might need to take into consideration.
Thank you. I think we can break it into smaller group. I don't want to use the word break it, but
I would just like to remind everyone, though, even if you spoke here in the open forum, please get your comments to us in writing, either email the court reporter or drop a comment in the box. Even though we do remember the discussions that we have here, it helps us get it into the official record if you do give us the written comments. So, thank you.
thank you very much.